Hey guys, it's Elise, and I have with me today Lydia Dufresne. I'm so excited that you're here.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yay! Apparently, Mary tells me that I have a vlogging voice, and it's always yay! Anyway, so I'm super excited about this interview because it really follows up with the Charting is for Everyone, because Lydia's story is really different than Sarah's story. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I am a kindergarten teacher over at Our Lady of Perpetual Help in Kenner. Get to be with little bitty ones all day. Love that. And then I'm also a youth minister for the Catholic Charismatic Renewal of New Orleans. So I work with the little bitties during the day and the older ones on nights and weekends. So.
And she's constantly taking naps.
It's great, yeah. Naps are a wonderful thing.
And I actually met Lydia through, actually it was at the conference. We went to a conference together and we talked for hours. So instantly fell in love with her.
Yes.
One of my favorite people ever. Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about your lady health, like your lady history? Like, how did it all start?
So I guess it all started when I started my period around 13 years old.
Pretty typical.
Yeah, typical, normal. Just never, I mean, pretty much just always had a pretty regular, at least what I thought, cycle
Right.
and everything. Never really even went to a gynecologist or anything growing up. It wasn't until I was about a freshman in college that my friend Sarah Denny was training to be a fertility care practitioner, and she approached my sisters and I and said she needed a few more clients and really just some people to come sit through an intro session for her to learn about, charting and things like that.
So you were her practice round, basically.
Yes. So, or one of them. I think she had a few and she needed like a couple more. So we're like, sure, yeah, we'll go. So we went and we kind of sat through the intro session and, everything was all fine and good. And I was like, okay, cool. Don't really see like a need for this. I was like, I'm not getting married anytime soon. I'm not like having any problems or anything.
Right.
I was like, and she was like, if you could, just try it, just give it a try and see what, see if you like it. If you don't want to do it, you can stop later or whatever. So I was like, okay, sure, fine, whatever. So we went for the first couple weeks. I charted, everything, kind of followed the system. And then I went for my first follow-up appointment, and Sarah takes a look at my chart, and she's like, are you sure you're seeing this every day? Like, are you sure, this is the criteria, for this, and this. Are you sure this is what you... And I was like, yeah. I was like,
You're like, I'm doing it right, woman.
I was like, yeah, I'm like, am I not supposed to be seeing that?
Is this human? Is it
right? So she's like, well, let's just keep, working for a couple more weeks.
Right.
So I went a couple more weeks, second follow-up, third follow-up, and by like the third follow-up, she was like, are you having any pain? Are you having like any irregularity, like anything? And I was like, no. She was like, have you ever had a cyst? I was like, no. I said, not that I'm aware of. So she was like, just looking at your chart, she was like, it looks like your body's like showing signs that you have like polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Wait, I didn't even know this. That's crazy.
So that's what she said. So she was like, that's kind of what it's looking like just from your chart.
Right.
And she was like, so
you're having no symptoms.
I was having no symptoms.
Like periods, like really didn't have much pain or anything?
Just
Wow.
normal, little nothing crazy, and it was like about every 30 days, pretty like what I figured, just normal, whatever. So
normal.
So she's like, I'm gonna refer you to Dr. Caldwell, and Dr. Caldwell will probably send you get some blood work done. So I went to Dr. Caldwell. I got my little like blood sample profile, and sure enough, Dr. Caldwell calls me back with the results, and she's like, hey, she was like, so your hormone levels are the opposite of what they should be.
Nice.
She was like, your progesterone's really low, like, these different things. Like, I'm gonna do like a full blood sample profile thing with you. She's like, most likely you have polycystic ovarian syndrome. And again, she asked me, she's like, are you having any pain? Are you having? And I was like, nope. I was like, I thought everything was fine. And I have to say, one thing I really loved about Dr. Caldwell was that she was like, I'm one of these doctors who I'm going to take the approach of like, let's try one thing at a time.
Right.
Let's see if, she's like, first I'm just going to start you on like some vitamin C and see if maybe that works. We tried that for a couple weeks. Everything was pretty much the same. So she was like, now I'm going to start you on this, kind of like little supplement,
Right.
Let's try that. We tried that for a few months. And she was like, I'm not one of these people who's just like, let's just throw everything on you
Right.
at once. Let's like
And then
take
you don't even know what's
one
working
step
or
at
not.
a time, right? She asked me, she was like, have you ever had a pap smear or anything? I was like, nope. And she was like, okay. She was like, well, you know what? We're getting enough information from your blood work and your chart.
Right.
You don't need to go that route right now. Like,
Right.
we're not going to, we're not going to do anything unnecessarily.
Right.
Which I was like, thank you very much. I very much appreciate
Take
that
this slow.
situation.
Going from like
Yes.
thinking you had no issues.
So suddenly, like,
Yeah,
right,
thank God
this
she
could
was
be a problem.
like, yeah,
so
it would take it slow.
Yeah, so she was really good. So basically, after about a year of like charting and trying a few different things, it got to the point where she was like, I think we're gonna try you on this progesterone kind of like supplement sort of like
Bioidentical.
yes.
Yeah.
She was like, it's chemically identical to what your body makes, so it's not putting anything weird into your body. And she was like, we're going to do this, based on your chart. You're going to take this supplement for peak +3 through peak +12, and you're going to take it in the evening because that's when your hormone levels tend to drop. It was so like precise and specific
so cool.
that I was like this is crazy. And so I did that. I did that for a few months, and she was like, let's go get your blood work done again. I got the blood work done again, and she called me up, and she was like, everything looks great. Like, your hormone levels are even. She was like, she's like, that's taking care of it. She was like, so you just continue to do that.
Right.
We've just kind of monitored my blood levels, every
Right.
4 months, just gone to get blood work done again,
Just make
but
sure it's all
yeah,
good.
but so far, everything's so good. I mean, now she did say that, like, we won't know 100% sure if this is like 100% working until I
Right.
start like attempting to have children,
Right,
but
right.
I'm like, she was like, but for the time being, like, if you never have had a cyst, just this balancing out your hormone levels will probably prevent you
Right,
from ever
right.
getting one, and causing any further damage or issues. So,
Right. Yeah, progesterone can treat cysts, which people a lot of times don't know.
Right.
So
right.
thank goodness.
So-
Like, I mean, I just can't even believe that story. Like, I didn't even know half that stuff.
Right.
Which is super cool. So here, like, you could have gone up until, like, you were trying to have children and
Right.
not even realize. So now what's cool is, like, you've already started the process
Mm-hmm.
and you're trying to get your hormones balanced so that, like, you've already got that figured out before you
Right.
even, like,
Before I'm
yeah.
even, at that point. So,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, okay, so to backtrack a little bit, had you ever even like heard about charting before, Sarah?
no, I hadn't. She was the first one who I had heard about it from. Yeah, I hadn't heard. No. Yeah.
So like
she was
when
the first one.
so first impression of like charting and everything. Like what
So
was-
first, she's so beautiful. She was, just like she was super excited about it, and she was like, "It's this great thing, and you get to use stickers, and it's so fun, and you just learn about your body, and it's so cool."
She
And
said you get to use
She was like, "You get to use stickers." She's like, "Girls love this." And I was like,
wow, that's hilarious.
So, and I was just like, okay, and I love Sarah, and I've always looked up to her, so I was like, well, if Sarah thinks it's cool, then I'll
Then I think that's
give
cool.
it a shot. So,
So
it's a good thing I
awesome.
did. I'm thankful that I did.
And good thing
So.
she, little warrior out there, Sarah Denny. So thanks to her. But okay, so let's kind of fast forward then. So like now, how do you feel about charting?
I think it's a very important and very valuable, tool to use, particularly for us as women. I mean, I just remember just the fact of having that knowledge about your own body and your own cycle. Dr. Caldwell was one who said your body better. She's like, you should know your body better than anyone.
And for a doctor to say that.
Right.
is so
I remember showing her my chart for the first time, and
Right.
she's like, oh, well, what's going on here? And I was like, well, Sarah told me this. And she's like, oh, okay, well, then that's good. Well, if you say that, then that's it. It was very just having that trust. They trust that you as a woman, know yourself. Having that was very, having that knowledge was,
Right.
very empowering. you know,
Right.
and just being able to go to my doctor and being like, oh, look, like kind of this is what we've been talking about, this, and just kind of having her affirm that, and then,
Right.
you know, kind of say, oh, well, you know, we've been trying this, well, let's try this, you know, and it was good. It was really good. So, I mean, yeah, I recommend it. I mean, I recommend it for everybody. I mean, I talk to a lot of my friends now, and I'm like, hey, have you ever heard of this? Like, you should try it. You know, go, you know, head over to Women's New Life Center. You know, they're taking clients. You know,
Right.
like just give it a try and see. Like, it's really, you know, it's not like you don't have to be, you know, about to get married, or you don't have to be having like serious problems
Right.
in order for, you know, for this to be beneficial for you.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I mean, it's just, I'm still so just blown away. And like I said, such a different story than Sarah. And like, here's somebody who had no symptoms whatsoever and just did this because a friend said that there was fun stickers. I'm going to use that all the time. And like, look at where she is now. And can you tell us your blood work? You said your blood work has definitely changed. But like physically, you haven't even really felt necessarily anything.
Yeah, I mean, really, I've pretty much felt the same, you know, but just being able to, you know, doing the blood work and like, you know,
Yeah, seeing
like
that things
keeping
are
track of those hormone levels and, you know,
Right.
monitoring those has been,
Right.
it's been really good. So, yeah.
Thank goodness. Well, thank you so much for doing
Yeah,
this today.
absolutely.
She came home from a long day of little children, and she's probably super exhausted and wanting to go sleep. But so thank you, and you're
Yeah,
always
thanks for coming.
fun to hang out with.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah, I'm glad I could do this.
And yeah, so just tune in for our next. Gosh, I don't even know what's next. Actually, we're interviewing Shannon next.
Oh,
yeah,
sweet.
I'm super excited.
Great.
She's going to kind of talk to you about charting and all that. So make sure to subscribe. Please, please, please share these videos for people who need to hear this information, you know, and hear how, you know, hear Lydia's story. So thank you so much, and y'all have a wonderful day. Thanks. Bye.